Guys, I think it's time to declare that we are officially back with this new info dump supplied by Deely, so let's get right into it and break down everything important. If you aren't already familiar with Deely or his credibility, he's given us quite a lot of integral album information so far, and at least in my opinion, he's very trustworthy. In my video analyzing each Kanye insider's legitness, I gave Deely a 50-50 because the nature of his source results in him only getting general information about the album process. This will become more apparent as we go through the info he dropped just now, but as far as I can tell, Deely's source is 1 to 2 circles removed from Kanye himself, which is why he often doesn't have answers to absurdly specific questions. First, let's break down this auxiliary post that was put up by Deely before getting into his main question and answer thread. According to his source, the Kanye solo album has been finished with complete verses and everything since November, and Vultures Volume 2 is made up primarily of Volume 1 scraps. This is purely me guessing, but I have a feeling that Kanye's solo album being finished likely means that the concept was finalized and that there was probably a tracklist or 2 ironed out as a starting point to build off of, because the finished verse claim I take to mean that the songs had finished verses, likely from Kanye's reference artist team. So in a sense, yeah, the project is finished in that I'm sure there's a strong creative identity and a tracklist populated with references, but it's not like genuinely done ready to drop like Vultures is. Okay, now we can get into the main Q&A post, which has a ton more juicy information from Deely. When asked about which songs will be on which volume of Vultures, Deely notes that every track made so far is a contender and that nothing is really off the table. This clearly indicates that while Kanye knows Volume 1 is going to be the main Vultures and Volume 2 will be the scraps, he really has not made up his mind on which songs will go where, hence why Deely says everything is in contention. When asked what he thinks is holding things up and pushing the release date back, Deely notes that based on what he knows, it's likely Kanye's own creative delays and perfectionist behavior, not legalities and sample clearances. Deely also reveals that Kanye is not considering coordinating drop dates with any artist besides Playboi Carti because Kanye is actively working on that project as well. By coordinating, this probably means like Kanye will make sure to not drop his album on the same day that Carti's drops. When asked if January 12th is still the current plan for Vulture's release, Deely said that nobody in Kanye's camp knows if the 12th is still the plan or was really ever the plan, but that it's pretty much agreed upon that within the next few days to weeks, the album will be ready to drop. It's just up to Kanye whether he chooses to or not. Deely also reiterated this answer to another commenter, further confirming that an album's worth of songs are done and ready. Personally, I've thought this was the case since Miami, considering the majority of work on songs was done, they just needed some mastering and touch-ups. Next, Deely responded to a comment with 3 huge questions that were really eating away at fans throughout this dry rollout period. First, Deely confirms that there is a chance of a listening party taking place soon, and in another comment he reaffirms this, saying he would expect there to be probably a couple rave-like events prior to an album release. Second, Deely reveals that multiple tracklists are being considered right now, and while we did know that Kanye and his team were still working on the album's final listing, we didn't know for sure that they were heavily considering many different iterations. And third, Deely confirms what we've known so far about Kanye working on the 2 Vultures volumes and his solo project, but also that Kanye is producing for another album, which is likely not Carti, because at other points in this Q&A, Deely references Kanye working on Carti's album directly, so this mystery project could really be for anybody. And later on in this specific comment thread, Deely notes that from what he's heard, he would expect both Vultures volumes and the solo album to release in 2024. Deely also revealed that Kanye really likes Everybody, Back to Me, and supposedly Always, which was worked on for the James Blake collab album back in 2022 and also goes by the name Virgil's Funeral. Not only this, but Deely also confirmed that Kanye had worked on the song in 2023 following the general public believing that it had been shelved indefinitely. And finally, the last bit of relevant information that Deely dropped revealed some interesting tidbits about specific songs. He said he believes Forever Rollin' to likely be on the solo album or Volume 2, assuming Kanye doesn't combine those 2 projects, and that Diablo/Work Done is likely in that same boat as well. Deely does not know for sure if Beg Forgiveness got a Kanye verse, and he also confirmed that new features have been in the studio cooking up for the album. Wow, okay, that was definitely a lot, but I'm super glad that Deely decided to open up about the album considering literally nobody else is talking right now. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Deely's source isn't exactly inside Kanye's head, so I would take all of this information with a tiny grain of salt. Most mostly because Kanye makes spontaneous decisions, so this is basically just where the album development stands as a whole right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you think we will be getting Vultures in the next few weeks.